Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
We thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Decide a different need, I'm coming. I'm flat out coming.
It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another edition of the Sports Report Podcast right here on Wide to Wide Sports. My name is William D. Morgan, your humble host, and I have my co-host here, both my co-hosts here. First, I'm going to bring my man, 7 in. 7, what's going on, bro?
Well, we should probably talk about this at the beginning of the show. I don't want to. I don't want to waste time. I don't want there to be any distractions.
Okay.
Unfortunately, over the weekend, a viral photo of us appeared all over the internet. This was a company retreat. I was choking on some shrimp, and Will was giving me the Heimlich maneuver. And after, as I was breathing again, I was just so thankful I was relaxing in his chocolatey warm arms. That's all this was.
Oh, my goodness. Hopefully we don't get suspended by Wide to Wide Network. Oh my gosh, the way you presented that up front was just funny as hell. Oh my goodness. Let me go ahead and bring Ando in. Ando, what's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm pissed.
Why pissed, sir?
Why am I pissed? Because that's a company retreat that I wasn't invited to. That could have been my picture, bro. But nah, Andrew got to stay at work. He's not allowed to go to the company retreat. You assholes.
You look more like a Luke Bryan fan than a Coldplay fan. So we were just thinking.
Doesn't matter. It's a concert, bro. I'm all down for it. It's I don't understand. You don't think I want to be melting in some chocolatey warm arms? Screw you. Screw you. Nah, for real though. How we doing today, guys?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Interesting sports day, that's for sure. We have some things to go down over the weekend. The first thing I want to talk about is what we're now today. We got CP3 finishing up his career with the Los Angeles Clippers. And look, I was making fun of it earlier. The LA Uncles, they don't have an excuse now, but if you go back and look at it from a serious level, their team's kind of stacked.
Yeah, if it was back in like 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
Like if it's James Harden from 2020 and Chris Paul from 2017, 2018, yeah, I'd be freaking scared.
Listen, I'm like this though.
Ben Simmons before he decided to pass it away, like, yeah, dude, I'm all for it. But nah, your team is only getting older.
Yeah, that's why I call them the uncles.
Yeah, dude, I mean, it's great on paper until you get to game 60, 65, 70, and none of those guys can stay healthy. That's great. You got experience, but you need youth to be able to make yourself go, and that team has hardly any youth.
Yeah. It is an older team, an older roster, that's for sure. They're gonna have they're gonna have trouble keeping up with the OKCs in the world. That's for sure.
OKC's the Houston Rockets.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have a hard time. But on paper, do you think this might be the best team CP3's played on talent-wise, or are we still going with
No,
the earlier version of the
think
Clippers or the Rockets?
I think Lob City was the better
Yeah.
version.
That's what you say, Seven? Lob City's better. Leave it to Rockets.
It's here's the thing. I'm gonna say, and maybe this is partly just because of my appreciation. It's great on 2K, right? You turn off injuries and you turn off stamina. That's a great team on 2K.
That's a fantastic team.
But for Chris Paul, honestly, that on paper, that 2021 Phoenix team was lights out.
Yeah, on
paper. Now, again, on paper. In results, I would say probably Lob City. Personally.
I don't know. Yeah. The Suns did make it to the finals. The Lob City team never made it to the finals.
Yeah, but I mean, then you can jump into comparisons as far as like the road that they faced and stuff like that. Phoenix did bounce back from a lot of did bounce back a lot. They did have that Suns and 4 situation. Like there was a lot of energy behind that team. Yeah. But
how you doing, Jory?
What's up, Jory? It's a struggle for me. Like again, and I'm being modest by putting Lob City first because I don't just want to be the typical homer, the Suns, the Suns fan that's just going to go, no, 21 Suns. On paper, the 21 Suns were the best team, but there were some flaws in that roster that I think Lob City didn't have.
Yeah,
and so looking at that as well, because now if DeAndre Ayton plays physical in that 21 season. And the Suns do get their championship.
It's David.
Suns without question. What's up, David? It's the 21 Suns without question. But because of how they lost, I still put Lob City up.
Yeah, I don't know. I just the Lob City teams were a hell of a lot more fun to watch between Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan being able to play from the inside, and even those later teams that had Paul Pierce that contributed 10 off the bench. Those teams were still. Maybe not revolutionary basketball, but I think they were fun to watch because you knew that you were going to get a couple alley-oops a game between Chris Paul and either DeAndre Jordan or Blake Griffin. So,
let me ask this question. Did we get robbed by Chris Paul's trade to the Lakers being voided? Did we get robbed to see him in the purple and gold? I think we got robbed.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I think so. And it's not just about the championships because it's not even about that. I think when you look at a player like Chris Paul at that point in his career, and even to the early part of his time with the Suns, and obviously even through 21, the type of player and attitude, the type of player Chris Paul was, and the type of attitude he held, he felt that's somebody that you would like without knowing who he is, you're just seeing the aura. Like that's a Laker. And that's the thing for me. I think it's just. There's some players who just fit with certain teams. Whether they make it there or not is completely irrelevant. There are some players that just would fit with certain teams. And I think that we definitely got robbed a bit with that trade. And while I can kind of understand the reasoning behind why it got voided, I think basketball.
David Stern's a dumbass.
Well, yes. I think basketball would have been entertaining still, but more entertaining if Chris Paul goes to LA.
Mo brings up a good point here because Lob City, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they have a 3-1 lead on Utah and gave it up?
I don't think it was Utah. I know they had a 3-1 lead. I want to say it was a 3-1 lead on Memphis, and they gave it up to Memphis. I don't think it was Utah, though.
Okay. I thought it was Utah.
No, because Utah had a couple 3-1 leads on Houston in the 90s. I want to say they had a 3-1 lead.
Oh, the Rockets. The Rockets.
In the 90s,
Okay.
Malone and Stockton were notorious for giving up 3-1 leads for whatever reason. Them and the Suns, the Rockets just overcame 3-1 deficits like it was candy.
Let me say, I know Clippers could beat Nuggets if they had a better point guard like CP3, Kawhi.
Oh, this season, absolutely.
But here's the thing: is with that's you have to rely a lot on health on that team. And that's the thing that concerns me about the Clippers is one of these guys goes down, the Clippers are turning into old folks' home. Mhm. One of these guys goes down, that puts more work on the other two.
Right.
And Chris Paul does better when he's in control, but he doesn't have to be in control. And you don't want more weight on his shoulders. You definitely don't want more weight on Harden's shoulders. Not to disrespect, I'm not saying he's not talented. He just doesn't want the work. He likes to just ball. He doesn't want to be in charge. So the downfall of the Clippers or the successful of the Clippers will be on how healthy that team stays. Yeah. And at that age, that's more of a risk.
Yeah. And they're still going to get run out the gym by most of these younger teams out there that can control pace, that can control tempo. The OKCs, then go over to the Eastern Conference. If Indiana was healthy, they'll run them off the floor too. So it's going to be interesting to see how they can counteract this youth. Maybe they're going to have to slow it down, play more of a half-court game, I think, in order to slow some of these younger teams down, because they can't keep up. They can't keep up with them in transition. They won't be able to. They don't have the foot speed to keep up with them in transition.
And you don't want to be in a situation where you can't play full court, but those guys, like, they really don't want to. They don't want to be in that situation. And so they've got to find ways to just stay ahead and not have to put that pressure on and stay far enough ahead that the other team isn't, because there's no point. Like, you have to blow out as many games as possible if you're the Clippers.
Yeah.
That's your stroke to success.
So their starting five, according to ESPN, is going to be Harden at the point, Bradley Beal at the shooting guard, Kawhi at the small forward, John Collins at power forward, Zubac at center. Then their bench, they're going to have Brook Lopez, Nicholas Batum, Chris Dunn, and Chris Paul. Yeah, I think maybe Jones, maybe 25, 26, Chris Dunn, maybe 28, 29. But yeah, add another Walker.
Yep, that's what it is. What it is.
I mean, on paper, it's a great move for leadership. But I think the one thing you have on that team already is leadership. Maybe not good leadership with Harden, but Kawhi has been to the NBA Finals. Brook Lopez has been to the NBA Finals. So you got guys who are natural leaders, and I think Chris Paul will keep everybody together. But again, depth-wise and youth-wise, you don't have anything to build on. Because everybody in that starting lineup, I think, except Collins, is 31, 32 plus. And now you're adding a 40-year-old Chris Paul?
Yep.
On paper, I understand, but it doesn't make sense.
It don't.
No, and I agree with you. Here's the question, though, and this is because with the old hats, like, they respect the culture, but they're not really about the culture. That's a different aspect for them at that point. Especially when you look at guys like Harden and CP3. Less Kawhi because he's never there. Culture is important because he still has to earn the experience. But that's a different thing. With Harden and Chris Paul, you're not going to have very much of a culture. And then you look at Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal, it's going to be another cultural problem. But for me, I agree, Damian. But for me, it's
how you doing, Damian?
What kind of these young guys that are there? What are you doing for them?
Right.
What are you doing for them? You've got too many older guys that have the energy, and I'm not going to say that this is their mentality, but have the energy of, look, young buck, I'm too old to be dealing with teaching you how to do this too. And I'm afraid that that's going to happen, because if that does, the Clippers in 5 years are going to have nothing. They're going to be worse than the Orlando Magic were last season.
I will say this, though. It's good to see that they're going for it. It's good to see that. It's good. I think it's good for the game, but this is just the wrong way, because teams are elevating themselves with youth, and you're degrading yourself down with older talent. We don't know what Bradley Beal we're going to be getting. We have no clue. So you're going to have to wait and see. There was also another signing.
I was going to say OKC faces that lineup. They're just going to go right through Chris Paul all night.
Yep.
All night. It's like, that's all you have to do.
Yep.
Just
'Cause, you know,
somebody
he can
right through. And it could be SGA because he's got that speed. He can weave around those guys. And all of a sudden, SGA is making mid-range shot, forcing fouls, and he drops a 60-piece on. Like the speed, the lack of speed in that team is going to be a problem.
Yeah, lack of foot speed and athleticism is gonna hurt. You're gonna have to slow it down and play half court. You're gonna have to. There was another signing that took place over the weekend. We got Marcus Smart going over to the LA
That's
Lakers.
not the one that's not the one I'm shaking my head about.
Which one you shaking your head about?
About Lillard going back to the Blazers?
Oh yeah, I was gonna get to that after Marcus.
Okay,
Smart.
cool. Let's talk Smart
Yeah,
first. Let's talk Smart first.
I like the move. I like the move in terms it gives the Lakers a defensive presence because Luka ain't playing no defense.
Nope.
And LeBron sometimes when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. So this gives him a defender.
If LeBron stays.
If he stays.
LeBron
it gives LeBron it gives them a defender, someone who can go to the locker room with some good leadership, gives you a tough defender. But at the same point, I don't think this moves make them a championship contender. We talked about it this morning on Coffee and Sports, and Mo brought up a good point. It just makes them a playoff contender, not a championship contender. So what do you guys think about this move with Marcus Smart going over to the Lakers?
Starter
They
off.
need more defense. I was saying they need more defense.
Yeah.
This isn't I'm not to disrespect Marcus Smart's ability, but when we look at the Lakers starting lineup, let's just look at that from a regular standpoint with Marcus Smart on the roster. Okay, so first of all, ESPN doesn't even have Marcus Smart starting. They've got Luka, Reeves, Rui, LeBron, and Ayton. So Marcus Smart is your sixth man, essentially based on what ESPN is showing, which I think is a little crazy. First of all, but second,
who would you have coming off the bench if not Smart? Reeves.
I mean, really, that's the only. Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, fuck, that's hard.
So I would honestly say put LeBron back at the keep LeBron at the power forward. Move Reeves up to shooting guard and put Smart in at shooting guard and have Hachimura come off the bench. That's how I would do it.
Forward. Okay.
Yep.
And that's the thing. Like, the problem is with those five, the starting five as they are right now, Luka, Reeves, Rui, LeBron, and DeAndre Ayton.
Mm-hmm.
You've got enough defense to be a one-ply tissue trying to stop a cold.
Hope you don't get that explosive snot coming out of your nose.
That's
like a little dribble, you're fine. But yeah,
this is another team that Oklahoma City can cut up, and like it or not, for the West, you have to figure you have to be modeling after making sure you can beat OKC because that's going to be your path to a championship. So
I would say OKC, Houston, and Minnesota are going to be your top three seeds
until OKC gets dethroned.
Denver, yeah, maybe Denver.
Until OKC gets dethroned, it's OKC.
Denver's been putting in work during free agency.
They have. I mean, I think there's going to be some people that put pressure on them, but right now it goes through OKC. So you have to be looking at that. And when we look at teams like the Lakers, they're not beating OKC. The Clippers, we were just talking about them, not beating OKC.
Nope.
You got Denver, maybe Golden State if everybody stays healthy. Minnesota not beating OKC. Portland not beating OKC even if Dame was going to be healthy this year. Utah not beating OKC. Like, we can keep going, but right now, your OKC on their championship defense run is looking at worst the third in the West.
Yeah. I don't even think they finished that low, dude. I think they're second. It's right now on paper. I think the only team that has an opportunity to stop OKC is Houston. But again, it's going to come down to the chemistry that Kevin Durant has with everybody on that team.
My thing with Marcus Smart is, are we going to get the same defender we got 2 years ago? Or are we going to get the player we have with the Wizards?
I
Which
think
is
he wants to be
completely
in LA.
different.
I think he has a lot to prove in LA. I think we get Boston Marcus Smart.
Oh, hold up now.
I think he's better. Denver's better than Houston. Honestly, until Kevin Durant shows that he wasn't the problem in Phoenix, I agree.
Yep. I can go with that. I can go with OKC, Denver, and yeah, OKC and Denver.
And that's the thing is Denver has proven that they have staying power as a team with the way that their roster is currently constructed. So I think, yeah, Denver, Houston is there. Like we recognize their position, but they're not a true weight yet. They got to earn it still. And then you've got OKC. And so, right, that's what I said. Worst case scenario, OKC is third in the West based on the way everybody's rosters are currently constructed. LA has to do more to get defense. LeBron has to play defense. Luka's got to stop looking at Burger King ads and start looking at some weightlifting magazines. Maybe get some more supplements in. He's looking a little leaner. He's looking a little leaner, but he also needs to play defense. Maybe he can go find an old Patches O'Houlihan basketball defense video that he can watch and give him some basics.
Are we talking dip, dodge, or dodge, dive, dip, dodge, and dip, dive? What is it? Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Dodge. There you go.
Yeah.
And don't worry, we're gonna talk about them Bengals that horrific front office ain't even worse on. We're gonna talk about that in a second.
Yeah, yeah, we're going there. Anybody is better. No, that's the thing. There's a lot of potential, so we got to give them flowers.
Better than Chicago. Houston is better than Chicago.
What?
Right now, I take Houston over Phoenix. Phoenix hasn't done enough yet to show that they're rebuilding. Yeah, they re-signed Devin Booker, but they haven't really done much else. So Phoenix still has to build.
Not Denver. Phoenix didn't put anybody in besides what they got. Dylan Brooks. I don't like Dylan Brooks. I don't think he'll make much of a difference. They got Jalen Green.
Jalen Green. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jalen Green. The biggest addition that the Suns have is the subtraction of Bradley Beal. So I do think there is some improvement there, but at the same time, they still don't have a true point guard.
Nope.
And until Phoenix has a true point guard, I don't even think they're a playoff team. That's why Devin Booker wanted out, because he should not be the point guard. He should be the shooting guard. He is your Steph Curry. He is not the guy that brings the ball up the floor and directs traffic.
Yeah.
Oh, they got plenty of issues. Yeah, they got plenty of issues.
For sure. That's damn you, Eminem Jr. But it's for me the Houston right now. When I look at, I take Houston. The same test. We're looking at the West. I would take Houston over Portland. I'd take Houston over Utah, Clippers, Lakers, Suns. Sacramento's a question mark. Dallas, Cooper Flag ain't going to be 100%.
San Antonio
could be right. So there's maybe 5 teams that are in that discussion where it's things are close for everybody.
Yeah,
but like that, you could make a list of those 7 teams really that we're just kind of combine what we were talking about, and that's probably in no exact order. That's the top 7 teams in the West, almost certainly. Not obviously things can happen, but if you were to predict that as your top 7 teams, you have a higher chance of getting it right than going with anything else.
Yeah.
Now let me.
You can't do that in the East, though. You can't predict the top 7.
No, you can't.
I won't
maybe
put that on
top 4.
Yeah, but
and that's if everybody stays healthy.
I got a new segment called "These Players Need to Shut the Hell Up." First of all, and we're gonna get to Dame in a second. But I gotta get this off my chest. Gilbert Arenas, shut the hell up. Just shut up.
What Gilbert say now?
Gilbert is all upset because CP3 went to the Clippers and not the Lakers. Look, leave that man alone. It makes no sense. If the man wants to go to the Clippers, he's got history with the Clippers. Let him go to the Clippers.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense for him to go to the Lakers. We were just talking about the roster. Where does Chris Paul fit on that roster?
Right.
Come on.
Right.
I'm not even the biggest. I don't even know the most about basketball. I can see that would.
You need to shut the hell
up. If they didn't sign Marcus Smart, you could put Paul in at the point, move Luka up to the shooting guard, put Reeves in at the 3, LeBron stays at the 4, and have Ryu come off of the bench. But now
Okay.
by having Marcus Smart, if you bring in Chris Paul, now you're bringing 2 older guys off the bench. It just, I don't think it fits. He fits better in the Clippers organization and on the Clippers roster as it stands right now than it did for him to go to LA, to go to the Lakers.
He's a starter. Like, even at his age, he's a starter.
Yeah.
So,
And it's not just because he's earned it.
you're-
I mean, the dude sees the court, I think, better than 98% of the league. Even in his age, he knows
his
he
game
knows
knowledge
where
is
to put the
insane.
ball. Yeah.
But here's my point though with Chris Paul is, or like going to the Lakers. If that roster, even if you do switch things around to the right point where you've got Chris Paul starting, there is still 0 defense on your starting 5, and that's still a problem. It makes no sense for the Lakers. They need to find more defense, not more old guys that are going to stand there.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Some defense and some toughness. Now I'm gonna jump back over to Dame real quick. Damian Lillard did sign a free agent agreement to go back home to the Portland Trail Blazers. What do you guys think about that move?
Portland robbed Milwaukee. That's what they did. They robbed Milwaukee. They got, well, first off, they also robbed Boston for Drew Holiday, who is a very serviceable point guard. And when Dame gets healthy, having him and Holiday to bring the ball up, I think it's a solid move. Damian, I disagree. I don't think it's a stupid move. I think it's a solid move. I like it.
I was just trying to figure out why would they must see something in Scoot Henderson. I don't, because I don't see a very good player in Scoot Henderson. I'm just saying. I don't see a very good player there.
I get what you're saying. I would say this though. I mean, there's the biggest piece is going to be Dame is going to finish where he should. Like, that part makes sense.
Right.
And even if you're going to have, even if you're going to be out of him for the first half of the season, is he out for the full year next year, or is it just part of the season?
He got hurt in the first round of the playoffs against Indiana. I would see him being out. Let's see, playoffs were May. Achilles is typically a 10 to 11 month injury, so any setbacks would be an entire year. So if we go 10 to 11 months, that puts you back in March or April. April would be the end of the NBA season. So, probably out all next season.
All
if the
intents and
Blazers don't
purposes
make
is
the playoffs.
done.
So
Yeah.
why are they paying him to sit on the bench if this is where he wants to go? Because realistically, there was no question in his mind where he was going. Why are you paying him to sit on the bench when you know he's coming anyway? You're eating, what is it, $15-20 million?
Yeah.
To pay him to sit at home.
Unless they want Damian to start coaching up Scoot off the floor.
Okay.
Because even though Damian will not be able to play, he can still start teaching Scoot what he needs to know at that point guard position.
That's a good point. Dame is 36 and a smaller guard and never played defense. Pairing him with Drew is about 5 years too late.
Yeah.
That is a very true statement. Well, and no, the mentorship part, that does make sense. From a business standpoint, for me, it's a question of why aren't we just like quietly slipping him some money under the table, a couple $1 million? You're going to come to practice,
Right.
and talk to Scoot. You're gonna be at home games, sitting down by the team, but you're not actually on the roster. And if he fell out of ball,
I don't
Me
get
too,
it either,
Scoot.
Mo. They must
Me
see
too,
something
Scoot.
we don't, because I don't get it.
I'm not going to guess what race Scoot is because I can see that one going either way.
I'm not making any comment, man. I'm too white.
Like, listen, I've lived too much in the Midwest and the South. Like, it could go both ways, man. Anyway, but no, like, I don't know. It just seems like a weird business decision to throw the money at him for this year while he's sitting. And there's other ways to get what you want out of that situation.
Right.
But you know what? Good for him. Seriously, like, and that's the thing is my critiques on that are on the organization, not on him. If he can get his money,
Right.
He's comfortable with the organization. The direct support's right there. All of that, I'm good with it. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
for him, like, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And he's back, and he's back with his family. So that part of it is a major win, and I understand that. I get that.
Yeah.
I really do. So that point, I get it. Do we think the Blazers are done with maybe doing other trades? Maybe because I don't think he stays there.
Why wouldn't he stay there?
I think they might move him again if they get the right deal. They might move Drew again.
He has a $30 million deal, so it's possible. But you got to find the right team to pair up that contract with.
Yep.
I mean, but think about it though. If you, with the fact that you don't know that you can rely on Scoot yet, keeping him isn't really a bad idea. I get that it's a little money, but if you have, I mean, but think about the ability to have both Drew and Dame mentoring Scoot. Maybe you get a little bit more out of him.
Buyout.
And he may, but I'm just saying, like,
you better say, I'm sick of this. Just buy me out. I'm an older player. I want a championship. Just go and buy me out, cuz.
I mean, he very well may, but
so who's the best player on that team? I guess Drew Holiday is probably your best player on that team.
Yeah,
you have Denny.
I know it ain't because we know it's not Scoot. We know it's not Jeremy Grant.
Nope.
I mean,
So
it's definitely not Shaden Sharp.
Yeah, Shaden Sharp, Robert Williams,
Matisse Thybulle. There you go. Matisse Thybulle. That's the best player on that team.
No vet wants to end his career
on the show. Seven, be real with your takes, man.
No vet wants to end his career on a lottery team.
I get it. I just it's for Portland. It makes sense if he doesn't like force his way. Oh, like I mean, hey.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and talk. I want to go ahead and get into this as well. I want to get into this Robert Griffin III, Shaquille O'Neal beef. This is pathetic, and I hate to see this. I have no respect for RG3. I think what he did to fan the flames, and again, I'm not defending Angel Reese either. Let me get that out the way. This a grown woman that can defend herself. Maybe y'all look at my take as archaic because I'm 54, but you can defend yourself in most situations. I'm not going to defend you. Now, if Shaq wants to defend you to the highest hill, that's his business. Will ain't gonna do it, but my emotions go to Robert Griffin III. You did what you did to get clicks, bro, and I get it. We're all in media in some shape, form, or fashion, and I get it. I understand it. But at the same point, there's a way you go about things, and I just think this is the wrong way to go about it. There was a picture that got put up with Angel Reese being on the cover. It was altered. No one was looking at that picture until he posted it on his social media, and then it started trending. And you haven't seen the picture. It's on. If you haven't seen the picture, it's online. You can go see it. And I just think he's trash.
You know, I think about those people that they're trying to explain or speak up on a situation, but every time words come out of their mouth, they make it worse. It's like that guy that's like somebody was running through, flash their dick, and he whips his dick out to show like this is what it shows. You're literally doing the thing that they were doing, bro. Like
it was Mo. It was.
I can't say that.
I can't. It was
just because I'm really tan doesn't mean I can say that.
I can. It was an Uncle Tom move. Exactly.
But for me, why? What was to be gained? He could have said, "I saw this horrible meme. This is messed up. I know we may not see eye to eye, but I respect Angel enough to not back something like that. Even just that." Vague booking, as we used to call it when we were younger, would have been infinitely more acceptable. I hate girls. I hate guys that take revenge porn videos and post them online and posting a bunch of links to revenge porn. It's fucking stupid move, bro.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And Shaq, like, I will always be on Shaq's side, but that's because he could use me as dental floss. And
That'd be nice about what I say there, Seven. Well,
RG3 is smart enough that if Shaq is hungry, he might think that's like a chocolate bunny. Like all of a sudden, RG3 is.
Seven, I need you. Seven, I need you to be quiet. Seven, I need you to be quiet. Talking about this. Seven. But
Charles, take care of my light work. Charles, I need you to take care of my light work.
But no, Shaq is always. We had a comment earlier. I didn't bring it up, but we had a comment earlier. First of all, we all know Shaq's intentions. That's the first thing. We all know his intentions. We all know what he want to do. And
he wants to spin the glass with Angel Reese.
Yeah, well, we all know what he want to do with Angel Reese. We all know this.
He wants to smash the glass with Angel Reese.
He wants to do to her service what he did to a bunch of backboards. That's what he wants to do.
That's what he wants to do. We all know this already. And then he's gonna tell RG3, shut up about my girl. If you don't shut up about my girl, I'm gonna punch you in the face next time I see you. I'm gonna punch you in the face.
His fist is probably as big as RG3's face, man.
Yep.
And no, his entire head.
Yeah.
But my thing is this. But my thing is this. And like I say, I still think RG3 is trash as a person for what he did, for his action. I don't know the man.
Yeah.
But with him having his wife behind him and him showing that picture, that was a trash Uncle Tom move. I will say this. But at that same point, I hate to see two black men having beef over BS. And that's exactly what this is. I hate it.
Sometimes the uncles need to fight to get it out, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna let them fight.
Because and here's the thing, and this is what I say, like, because you see it with white families too. So it's the only reason I understand this concept. But here's but what I'm saying is because like there's always these times you got these two family members that are just fighting and butting heads.
Nope.
Eventually you gotta let them box it. You gotta let them box it out, settle their differences, and then decide what the hell the resolution is so the rest of us can go on about our lives. Because there's literally nothing to gain by this. Like, there's nothing to be gained by it. But rather is no point in trying to intervene anymore. Just get it out the way. If it's going to happen, get it to happen. Otherwise, go their separate ways. Let the story move on. There's more important shit to worry about right now.
And like I say, my thing is this: nothing against Angel Reese, nothing against it all. But I'm not defending Angel Reese because she grown.
Yep.
She grown. She ain't a kid. She grown. She can defend herself. I'm not, I wish her well. Don't get me wrong. Nothing personal. I don't hate her, but I'm not going to defend her because, again, when you put yourself in that spot, like, you draw criticism to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now how you handle it makes you a champion or not. The way you handle that criticism. I'm not gonna go out there and defend her. I'm not gonna do because she grown. I wish her well. Hope she continues to play well, but I'm not gonna defend her. I'm not. Every time you need to defend the sisters. No, I don't. She can defend herself. She grown.
I'm not defending that Detective Stabler looking ass chick. I'm just letting her game speak for herself. I don't need to speak up for Caitlin Clark. Partially because Sophie Cunningham takes care of that for us, and I'm more worried about when Sophie's going to drop an OnlyFans, but that's a completely different discussion. I don't need to speak up for Caitlin Clark. You don't need to speak up for Angel Reese. Their job is to do that shit on the fucking court.
Yep. Amen. And it's not like people not liking each other is a strange thing in the NBA. Hell, Magic and Larry Bird didn't get along till they played in that All-Star game.
Yep.
So come on, man.
Somebody on Twitter made a comment that Caitlin Clark is Goku and Angel Reese is Vegeta. They're always going to be fighting and never getting along. So,
no, because I think Vegeta wins more than that. I'm kidding.
You obviously didn't know
Vegeta does have a
I did not watch as much Dragon Ball Z. I watched a lot of DBZ abridged though, and that shit is funny.
Yes,
actually, Vegeta does.
Are you a Yoshi? Yeah, I'm a fucking dinosaur. Can I ride you? Like,
actually, Vegeta did get one win against Goku, so you know that's something. That's something. Hold on one second. Do you think if players were given 500 Amazon gift cards for every game played plus another $500 gift card, we'll see less low management? Yo, with gift cards, dude.
dude, add like another 2 zeros to that, and we might
have some, but not 500, cuz.
Yeah, $500. That's like me and Seven money. Like I will go to the game and wipe off people's foreheads for $500 Amazon gift cards, dude. Like,
real
King
quick.
LeBron, you need your forehead wiped off, sir. Here you go. Here you go.
There you go.
$500.
Man, see, that's the thing is you're taller than me. I got to get a step stool just to wipe off his fucking chest.
All right, then you wipe off his belly button, man. That's cool.
No,
out of there. You're good.
No,
you're good.
No.
Like
Hard
James has any belly button lint, you're fine, dude.
If he moves wrong, it's going to be
James
resting on my
Harden is the guy you gotta
shoulder,
worry
and
about.
that's intimidating enough.
Real quick, do y'all think the Bulls should trade for Kuminga?
No, because we have Vujovic at the moment. Maybe we could trade Kuminga for Williams. If that's a trade that's willing to happen, I'd give up
That ain't
Williams
gonna
for
happen.
Kuminga. Then no,
That ain't gonna happen.
No.
That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. I would love for it to happen because Williams is trash, but
Yep.
you know, Golden State ain't gonna go for that. It would have to be Big Vu. It would have to be Big Vu for Kuminga because Big Vu fits with what they do.
Yeah.
But here's my thing with Kuminga. Kuminga ain't no superstar neither, so it's good. Let me see. So if you sign Kuminga, get rid of Vu. You sign Kuminga, okay? That gives you Kobe White, Josh Giddey, Kuminga.
Yep. Gamusu.
I still don't. I still don't. You're not gonna be able to keep You're not gonna be able to keep Big Vu. I tell you that right now. He's gonna be gone. So I will do that trade just to get some value back, but you got to make sure that you can lock Kuminga up long term.
Yeah.
And again, I think Kuminga isn't a star, but he's somebody who can help you win. He won't be the reason you win, but he can be
that good anchor piece that does so that when we do get a star
to help you win. Exactly.
So that when we do get that star.
Right. Kuminga can be a first option on a bad team.
Yeah, that's not good, man. To be a first option on a bad team, that's not good.
The Bulls are a bad team.
Yeah, I mean, you could get rid of Vujovic because we got Collins to back up. Jalen Smith is behind him. Maybe Isaac Okoro. Package him up with Vujovic. I don't think anybody would take Williams. I don't want to get rid of Bazelis because Bazelis is good.
You can't give up on him right now.
No. I would say Vujovic or Okoro. You probably would have to package Dasumu. You'd have to
I can see that.
You could go with those three players.
Good.
So, because I think at this point right now, I think Giddey's earned his spot on the team. Pair him up with White. Trey Jones is the backup guard. Noah S&Q that they just drafted this year.
They're rookie. Yeah.
Yep. You got Bazelis, who they drafted last year. You have You could go Kuminga, but you still don't have a franchise player.
And that's what Mo just referred to. Still looking for that franchise player. Yep. Yep. That's what Mo just referred to. How about I hate to say this about Andrew Reese because she's playing for the Sky by Anderson next. Stephanie McMahon. And let's just say she'd be But yeah, man, I just think RG3 is trash for his takes. If Shaq wants to waste his time defending Angel, that's on him. That would never be me, by the way. So yeah, I just hate to see two brothers beef over bullshit. I just hate to see that.
It makes for good topics of conversation, though.
Yeah, it does. It does. All right, let's get over to probably one of the worst front offices and probably one of the worst owners in the NFL. The Cincinnati Bengals. This whole thing this whole thing with Shamar Stewart. I think it's ridiculous. And I got people on TikTok telling me other teams are following this same trend. My issue, and that misses the point by telling me that, because my issue is the fact Joe Burrow more than likely didn't have this in his contract. Trey Hendrickson, if you decide to extend him, he won't have it in his.
This is what's happening now, and I think that this is important, is because I highly doubt we would have heard more about this if something like not being able to be paid due to injury, being common in contracts now. We would hear about it because the NFL Players Union would be throwing a fit. The Players Union right now should absolutely be slamming their fist on the desk for Shamar Moore.
Oh, yeah.
Just beating the desk and raising all kinds of hell.
Oh, yeah.
Because if the Bengals get away with it, other teams will try.
Yep.
The Bengals are just the ones to do it first because this is a copycat league. But if they see players say, nope, I'll go back to school. Nope, I'm not signing this. And you can either fix it, trade me to somebody who will give me a proper deal, or I'll go back to school. And especially for these young kids that have $1 million NIL deals, they don't have to. You can't lord that signing bonus over them like you used to be able to. They probably already have that much money in their bank account. Except for some of your early first rounders.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless like Archie Manning will already have that in his bank account. But like not all, right?
What are you talking about? Arch Manning already has that in his bank account.
Exactly.
He already got money.
So,
that's family. That's generational money there.
That's generational money. But
yeah.
Generational foreheads, but generational money. For me, though, it's the Players Union should be stomping their feet and beating their chest in advocacy for what he's doing. And holding and being public about it, because it's not like the Players Union has to have the owner's favor for a single damn thing. Who cares?
Exactly.
I understand that the Players Union is kind of distracted right now because they're trying to deal with the fact that their executive director was going to strip clubs on company dimes and not taking anybody with him. I would be pissed if my boss was going with company money that I was partially contributing to the strip club and I wasn't invited. Like that would piss me off too. So like I get why the players are mad.
That hurts your feelings.
But the Players Union should be more vocal about this situation.
Right.
Because if the Bengals get away with it, everyone else is going to do it. And I don't for a second believe what their fucking owner was saying, that he wanted money in this contract to get paid if he went to prison. Come the fuck on.
Yep.
Come on, bro.
That's old white man mentality right there.
I don't want to pay him if he goes to prison. No one wants to pay for that. Fool. He has no priors, no history of saying that's going to happen. Come on, man.
That hasn't been the problem the whole time.
Yeah.
It's another Bob McNair of the Houston Texans. He doesn't want the inmates ruling the asylum.
Yep.
Dude, who's bringing money into the franchise? It is your players, not you, Mike Brown.
Yep.
Not you, president of the Bengals.
Yep.
Who? Let me remind you, up until Joe Burrow was drafted, sucked for how long? Only made how many playoff appearances? Never got out of the wild card for 30, 40 years.
Here's the thing: the Bengals are now what the Lions were in the 90s and the 80s. 90s and early 2000s. 90s and early 2000s.
I would still take Matt Millen as an owner over Mike Brown.
And honestly, I would too. But I mean, it's just because of, as society's changed within the NFL culture, some are going to go up, some are going to go down. The Bengals have actually managed to fall down even worse. And they have become that role. What we could very well be looking at the next, essentially, Megatron. Only instead of this time, it's the quarterback. How great he is, and he's not going to go anywhere because he's trying to be loyal to the team, but they're not building him around him. They're just using him as the focal point and putting trash on the rest of the team.
Yep. That's great.
That's what's going to happen.
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and your quarterback. You don't have an offensive line to protect all of that money that you built into your offense, and you don't have a defense to stop the opposing team's offenses. That's great. Congratulations.
All I got to do, all I will say is this. While I was in a fantasy draft earlier today, my first one in 2025. Boy, Y'all better jump on Burrow. I got Burrow in round 5. Y'all better jump on Joe Burrow because that team is going to be behind and they're going to have to be throwing. They're going to have to be throwing.
Yep.
That team going to give up 38, 44 points. They going to be hemorrhaging.
You're going to have another
points.
season from Joe Burrow where he's going to lead the league in touchdowns and lead the league in yards, and that team is not going to the playoffs.
Not going nowhere.
And they're also lead the leagues in times that he gets sacked.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Facts.
This will be another. What is it? What was that season 2 years ago where he had like 60? He got sacked like 60 times.
Yep.
They flirt with that same number again this year. That's how bad the Bengals are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You always want to take the over in a Bengals game unless they're facing the Chiefs because Andy Reid will get up 14 and fucking cruise like some asshole.
Yep.
And let me tell you, if it happens, and I don't say this to discourage any Bengals fans out there, but if it happens, Mike Brown, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Nope.
Couldn't happen to a
Mike Brown
nicer
needs to
guy.
get his head out of his ass.
Oh,
He
yeah.
and Jerry Jones both.
Oh yeah. Facts.
They need to sign Parsons.
Jerry Jones should not be running that team anymore.
Agreed.
He's supposed to be running it.
I was going to say this in the chat earlier for the wire to wire, but I'm going to say this now. Jerry Jones is like if Dave Portnoy and Donald Trump somehow conceived a love child and he was slightly more of an asshole. Tell me I'm wrong. Look at how those
you ain't wrong.
Like their child was somehow morphed into Joe Biden's body. Like that's the other part that we'll put in there. Because I don't understand how this man can think it's okay to do business like this with a multi-billion-dollar international sports brand. I don't get it. You don't talk about your players like that. That's not a fucking leader. That's an asshole.
Yep.
That's why you're paying more, Jerry.
Yep.
Because you're being a dick.
Waiting to the last minute versus paying your players early like does a Philadelphia Eagles did. And speaking of the Philadelphia Eagles, I want to get into this topic too. Cam Newton was up here talking about Jalen Hurts, saying that he is not an elite quarterback. He's somebody who is expected to win games but not lose them, referring to him as a game manager. The disrespect Jalen Hurts gets is just sick. Go ahead, Seven.
Sorry, who just won the Super Bowl? Seven, please remind me who just won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Kansas City Chiefs. I swear to God.
Okay. All right, just check.
No, but
if the Super Bowl was one
my
quarter,
question for Cam. Yeah.
Good, Seven.
My question for Cam Newton is, where did Jalen Hurts? What can you show me via pictures of the Eagles front office where Jalen Hurts' office is that he built that fucking roster? No, he was just doing exactly what was asked of him. The same thing that we ask of every quarterback in the entire fucking league. The same thing that it was your job to do the entire time you were in the fucking league. And that's play with the pieces that you have.
Exactly.
The only thing that Cam has won is a couple of fucking thrift store costume contests.
He did win an MVP the year that he didn't dive after that fumble against the Broncos in the Super Bowl.
Oh, and he got some nice designer hats.
Yes.
He
looks
like
that
if
mustache
Pharrell
that an evil doer has too.
Oh yeah.
Cam Newton looks like one of the aliens from Alien versus Predator decided to try and become Pharrell Williams, and he kind of missed a little bit.
Thrift store Pharrell Williams.
Oh damn.
He's like a black Willem Dafoe with like a bunch less talent.
Oh, my God.
Look at how his face is that fucking pointy. Come on.
You can't say that you hold it against any player.
No.
A successful player because of the roster that he has. That your
makes no
team.
sense.
That's your job. Front office is to put good talent around you, and that's exactly what the Eagles did. Come on, man.
How many rings are we going to take away from Brady because of all the talent that he had? Are we going to take away Mahomes' first ring because of how stacked that team was?
Right.
I mean, where does it fucking stop, man?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Not everybody is going to be able to take like a mafia video game. like a version of the pit named Slipback. Cam looks like a character from the Mafia video games. Oh man, but everybody's not Tom Brady who can take a minimum roster and win. Everybody's not built that way.
No.
You have to have comparable talent in order to win. And sometimes if you get bad breaks, you don't win in that regard either. Look at Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson got all the talent in the world on that team. All the talent in the world.
Exactly.
Ain't won nothing yet. Nothing yet.
How many teams have we had just in the last 10 years that were like that? Where they are absolutely, and we'll keep it just a football to make it fair. That had supreme talent from top to bottom on the roster. Great coaching.
Any Green Bay team. Any Green Bay team.
Yep.
And generational talent at quarterback. Oh, yep, we're still looking at Green Bay. Yep. How many Super Bowl titles do they have? How many Lombardis do they have?
In the last
just
10,
in the last
none.
20 in the last 20 years, one.
Last 10 is none.
Last 10 years, none.
Yeah.
So the question for me is, what else is he supposed to do? Cam Newton is the Debbie Downer of football players right now in this, because there's nothing that he could do, and that's not fair. Like, I'm not the biggest Jalen Hurts soundboard in the world. I y'all know that, but come on.
I wish he would hand the ball off to Saquon more so Saquon can get the 20 touchdowns he deserves, but I'm not saying that out loud. But I'm not going to take away I'm not going to take away any talent. Jalen Hurts got to the NFL because he's good at what he does, because he works in a system that works for him. And as much
every quarterback is a game manager.
As much discredit as I give Nick Sirianni, because I hate the douche, the dude found the system that works right for Jalen and found pieces that works well with Jalen and what he does.
Yep.
Which is all you can ask for your quarterback and your team.
You want to build a system around the key players, especially your quarterback.
Yep.
Just like we've talked on this show multiple times. If you have to bring a rookie in to start, your playbook should be an extension of the playbook they had in college. Yep. Shaped a little bit more to the NFL, and then you build on that year by year, and as experience develops, you can add stuff in. But that's how you really ingratiate them to the NFL the right way. They should absolutely be building around him. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Nope.
Yeah.
Lastly, I do want to bring this up before we end the show. TJ Watt signs a new deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do we like this new deal for TJ Watt, and what does this mean for the Steelers going forward?
I think the Steelers put their money in the right spot. TJ is the heartbeat of that defense, and we saw it several times over the last couple of years. When TJ goes down, the defense goes down. So I think it's money that he's earned. But at the same time, this is now a team in put up and shut up. You need to make it to the divisional round. You need to make it to the AFC Championship game. Wild card and 500 record will not do it anymore. You got to get past that.
7-8 for TJ re-signing or getting the extension extended.
I think a lot of what he said, man. It's why they did it makes sense. Obviously, you would think you want to put more money to protect Aaron Rodgers. Like, there's a couple other things that you might think about putting money in. Yeah. But he's right. That defense lives and dies by TJ Watt. And until you can figure out how to wean them off of that Watt titty, you gotta put your money where your mouth is. You gotta put your money where their mouth is, and that's right there next to the Watt titties.
Oh my goodness!
So it's like he said, Steelers put up or shut up. Y'all got to fucking win some games this year. Ain't gonna be no bullshit about it.
It's that time. It's that time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our time is just about over. I want to thank everybody for coming through tonight in the chat. We do appreciate you guys joining us on Wide Network. Real quick, 7, you want to go ahead and let the people know when you got another episode of Podcast Name Deferred?
Thank you. Podcast Name Deferred, Wednesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Wire to Wire Sports socials. If you are seeing this show, you can see Podcast Name Deferred on Wednesday. We're going to be diving in and talking about the trade deadline this week. Next week, we actually have Greg Rawlings from the We Don't Know Sports podcast jumping in with us for the show. That's for the one that's the day before the deadline. But we're coming out of the All-Star break hot. Catch me every morning. I post the MLB Morning Minute, just a quick update on what's going on with baseball, and some stuff to think about during the day. And all of this happens because Wire to Wire Sports keeps us going and gives us the space to do what we got to do. So Wire to Wire, shout out, thank you.
Endo, any last thoughts before we get out of here for the night, my friend?
I don't have a cool podcast, but what Seven said, listen to his podcast Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. on all the social networks. And then Will be live on Saturday for the Geek Outlet podcast. Catch him out there. That's all I got. All right. Again, thank you everybody out there. We do appreciate it. We'll be back again next Monday. Get you caught up on the world of sports. Everyone, have a great week. Have a safe week and take care. Later, guys.